everyone, just want to let you know that right now I've started a toy company called Softmeat Toys, and our first toy is Margaret. Look how beautiful this box is. You want to take home your very own personal Margaret? I don't care what you do with it. You can do whatever the hell you want. Toy means toy to different people. All I'm saying is this is an amazing, amazing toy. We're very proud of it. The box is fucking awesome, and I'm very excited to keep making toys, but please, if you're interested, pick up a Margaret. Have your very own. Put it on a shelf. Put it in a jar. Anyway, softmeat.toys. Softmeat.toys. Here's the thing. If you want a nice stocking stuffer, put a Margaret in there. You want to just wrap up the box and give it to somebody? Put a Margaret in there. I don't know if you want to squat on something. You could probably put this in your ass. Someone probably could.
Yeah, definitely.
Or if you want to put some coins, she could be a little piggy bank. Softmeat.toys. You can piss on it. You can come all over it. As soon as it's in your house, you do whatever you want with it. I don't want any pictures of what you're doing with it. You just have fun with it. This is as soon as the transaction's done, that's it. All right. And right now, like I said, softmeat.toys, baby. That's where you can get this beautiful, beautiful piece of plastic. Definitely made in China. 100% made in China. Do not try to eat this. It will not work, but you probably could put it in your ass. But for legal reasons, I don't know if I can even say that. So if there's a legal disclaimer, here's what it would be. Softmeat.toys. Welcome back to the Papa Meat channel. How you doing? How you doing? Coming and setting down because today we're going to be talking about vertical dramas. They're moving in on us, but I don't think I mind. Users online are always looking for the next big thing to binge on. Ever since streaming services have come out, the idea of binge culture has really taken hold of everyone. But then now that everyone doesn't even look at a goddamn TV or computer anymore, it's mostly your phone. And over the last few years, short-form content has completely taken over, with every major platform now having its own devoted TikTok-style page. Verticals! You like verticals? You like verticals all the time? You like everything being vertical? You like everything being quick, snappy? You like watching the entirety of Sopranos vertical? HBO did that for its like 30th anniversary or something, or 20th anniversary. It's fucking crazy. This type of content has long since evolved from simple dance trends and funny videos. I mean, after all, people need something with substance that can keep them hooked for even longer. I don't want to just watch somebody dance for fucking 20 seconds. I want to be able to binge something and scroll and keep microdosing. I have to microdose until I come to the eventual existential crisis that I've been wasting hours of my life basically having an appetizer over and over again. No more meals, no more, nothing that really fills me up, just constant appetizers until the stretch marks on my stomach resemble that of like a underground cave system map. That's what it needs to look like. Despite being relatively new, vertical dramas have already gained billions of views and millions of followers across platforms and series. Not only do they offer unique stories that keep people hooked, but each episode is only a minute long, so you don't have to sit through the slower pacing of a normal drama, which is really funny. I like that. People talk about, oh, I don't have to sit through all the mundane stuff of a regular drama. Yeah, people sit there and they'll binge watch other series that are an hour long. They'll watch anime where it's just, there's, I mean, maybe 2 minutes of substance and the rest is exposition and just whatever. It doesn't matter. Plus, there are tons of weird genres and themes, making it enjoyable for a wide audience. So let's see what all the hype is about and binge our way through the crazy world of vertical dramas. Vertical dramas have seen steady growth over the last few years, but most people don't realize how big they truly are. The first vertical dramas originated in China around 2023 and were called micro dramas, which if you haven't seen one of these, basically the gist is it's a minute-long setup scene of usually some kind of suck and or fuck is usually what happens. There's not, sometimes there's betrayals. A lot of the old dramas from back in the day that people don't realize with like soap operas and those kinds of dramas that I think a lot of these Chinese shows are taking from are, it's like stuff for stay-at-home moms where it's like love affair type stuff. There's like usually some kind of death, like death of a lover or something. And these play on that a lot, except it's like I said, micro. It's just it's a real quick hit. It's basically taking a syringe full of whatever the hell that concoction is and just jamming into your arm and jamming it in, and that's pretty much what it is. Little stuff that I guess you could probably flick your brain to it. Back in the day, I think it was a long, slow rub because you're sitting there and it's just like, I don't know if I should be with Baxter. Leave me alone, Baxter. I'm not going to because I love you. Then the husband comes home and he's like, Baxter, what the hell are you doing? With love, Daniel. That kind of stuff. I'm already saying that. I'm like, I'm kind of hooked already.
And then it becomes a love triangle because then she goes back to Daniel.
She goes back to Daniel, and Baxter's like, that son of a bitch, I'm going to kill him.
And then you find out that Daniel dies, and then he's in a coma.
Yeah, all that stuff. And he's in a coma for a long time. Or there's even those soap operas where the characters die and they come back.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a little element of magic. They don't really just specifically say it's magic, but there is a little element of magic. Now imagine all that, but Chinese. And a minute long. Editor, put up 1 minute long of your own Chinese soap opera. I'd like to see how he works through that. Good luck.
那位女士和那条龙已经结婚60年了。不久后，那位女士搬进了龙位于山西山中的洞穴。 如同由太阳和海洋交织而成的金色微风，他们的爱孕育出了新生命。这在生物学上是怎么回事？我不知道，去看看视频随笔之类的吧。这位女士和那条龙已经结婚60年了。你这贱人，你竟然跟冰纹一族的人上床了！事情不是你看到的这样，你伤透了我的心，最糟的是还背叛了我的信任。去你妈的，拜拜！那条龙离开了洞穴，最终也结束了这段婚姻，转而通过 TikTok 那些蠢货的古卷，投身于男性圈的自我提升。他还无意间把洞穴里的黄金留给了前妻，哈哈。那位女士最终在上海买下了一栋公寓楼，并以每月2万美元的价格出租一间单间。这就是中国的奋斗精神。晚安。
Each season would have hundreds of episodes because each episode was only a minute or two long. People were on the edge of their seats, eagerly waiting for the weekly episode drops. And by 2024, there were over 230 companies producing microdramas. And in total, the microdrama industry generated over $7 billion in profit. All right, what started as a small little thing, now there's over 200 production companies being like, we gotta get the fuck in on that.
It's a new industry.
I'm surprised that it's like that profitable.
Yeah, I'm surprised too, because it's just like, how do you make money on TikTok? That's like pennies.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it has to be maybe like sponsored segments between it or something like that. But I will say that like the content itself, I'm like, it's a no-brainer. People are gonna gobble that up. Oh. Also too, do you think people are confusing it with like Japanese and Korean shit, not realizing that's Chinese? So there's like an allure of being like, oh, a new Japanese drama, and they don't know. Is that possible?
I bet you there's some Japanese.
Oh, I love Korean cinema. They don't know. I feel like there's a lot of ignorant people that would probably feel that way. Is this Bong Joon-ho? Is this Parasite broken up into 700 1-minute long micro dramas?
I watched Pixar's Elementals on TikTok that way. I had no desire to watch this movie, but it just kept getting in my feed, and I was like, I'll just keep watching the clips.
There are benefits, I will say, to micro stuff. There's a lot of movies that I feel like I would have never seen unless I saw like a little 1-minute long clip from it.
Well, my favorite part is that you watch the movie out of order. So you watch some in the beginning, some at the end.
Yeah, well, I don't think I've ever binged a whole movie out of order, but I guess I will say that I've like done one where I've been hooked by a 1-minute clip and I'm like, oh shit, and I'll go to like Amazon Prime and rent it or something.
Oh, okay.
Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Going out of order though and watching the whole thing, I know a lot of people, that's a very common thing, but it pisses me off too much. And I also feel like I'm spoiling it. Well, I'll go through too. It'll be a true crime where it's like a mom being like, I didn't drown him, I didn't drown him, I didn't drown him! And then it'll cut to the police, she definitely. And then it cuts and you're like try searching for it and it's like part 67, whatever. So then you're looking, it's part 72, whatever. So you're looking through and you're like, where's part 73? And there's 70 different fucking stories. So you have to like go through, you're like,
oh yeah.
and then you like go through and the next week you're like, 71! we're going back. Whatever, because I believe all of this stuff too, it's just like bot algorithm chasing shit that's just clip farming and getting other popular clips from other pages and reposting them here. It's the most like parasitic fucking form of content. It really is. We're dead. We're doomed. But soon, microdrama apps like DramaBox and Reel Short were created to help turn the viral sensation into a global phenomenon. The style of short form content has become very popular in the US, and we are now one of the largest consumers of vertical dramas.
Bigger than China? No way.
There's no way. There's a lot of public transport. Well, this is just me. This is something, once again, ignorant. Ignorant, hunter's tip.
猎人的秘诀
Don't be ignorant. When we went to Japan, I could not believe the amount of people that were just on their phone, like on subways, playing games, like mobile games. I thought mobile games were dead. I mean, I was thinking like Temple Run and shit and Fruit Ninja and all that bullshit. And I was like, those motherfuckers are on mobile games like crazy. I'm like, well, no wonder like gotcha games and shit are so popular. But that's the same thing as on the subway. People that have a steady public transportation, you have your phone. So no wonder like larger metropolitan areas are going to be like big micro drama centers. But I think that like, telling you, I think those old Facebook women that download, TikTok? They download it and he's sitting there and she's just like, oh, his name's, I don't know his name, but I like this. And it's that kind of thing. You get hooked easy. It would only be a matter of time before America joined in, given the numerous attempts to launch a vertical streaming platform in the United States. One of the more well-known platforms was Quibi, which launched in 2018 and was supposed to produce its own 10-minute long content called Quick Bites. How's Quibi doing? The project required a subscription priced at $5 to $8, but no one signed up, so Roku purchased it in 2020.
Yikes.
You gotta do it free. The only way you're gonna get them hooked is free. And then what you have to do is you have to get people, it's like heroin. It's like a drug addiction. You gotta get people so reliant on it, that's when you go over to a paywall version and you're like, you could get them early.
Or just have a free version like YouTube, where it's just like you gotta watch ads, but then if you pay the $5, ads are gone.
You gotta get people hooked though. If you have to, if I don't know what the fuck I'm paying for, what am I paying for it? And they're speaking Chinese. I don't even know what the fuck they're saying. You want me to pay $5? All right. While Quibi might have failed to popularize short form shows, an app called Episode is a game that lets players experience microdramas interactively. Launched in 2014, the Episode app was targeted towards teens and allowed them to either play through or create their own dramas using animated characters and text boxes. This app is known for having really weird and sexual stories, which they display in numerous ads. Which, you know, I mean, listen, if you're giving a teenager an app to be like, make a microdrama, where are they gonna say, yeah, I'm like a knight? No, dude, they're gonna be like, yeah, so people want me, girls and guys. And I'm like kind of conflicted about it. I feel like a lot of guys would live out like gay fantasies. They made their own microdramas.
Well, they would say it's manly, but then really there is like an undertone of homosexuality.
Yeah, well, it's a thing too long. You know what it is in your microdramas is I think men would be like, they would reject women so much in the microdramas that they're just like, fucking like guys are kind of cool. Yeah, no, sweetheart, me and Greg are gonna go to the movies instead. I'm gonna give Greg an HJ and a BJ at the theater.
Slightly off topic, but I've seen Chinese theater security camera from inside the theaters, and they fuck a lot in the theaters.
Just during like regular movie?
Yeah. There was like, I've seen a footage where it's like 2 separate couples and they're like 3 rows separate, and both of them are like fucking their partners.
The floor's already sticky, and now we know why. It ain't movie theater butter. I hate whenever you ever go into the theater, and I'm just gonna be like, that's China cum right there. That is Chinaman cum. If I've ever, I'm like, I'm stepping on all kinds of seeds. Feel like I'm at a fucking Yankees game. Online, you can find Episode ad compilations that show scenarios of people farting, men leaving during pregnancy, and cheating, which we have covered in some of the previous videos of mobile game ads. Literally the mobile game ad videos we do where it's like a girl like shivering in a fucking hut and the guy comes over. That's these Chinese soap operas. That's exactly what they are. This weird obsession with like Elsa Gate-esque dramas has been building for a long time and is now being fully expressed through vertical dramas. Some of the topics are so insane that both the US and China have banned over 25,000 different shows due to them being too violent or too pornographic. China banned it. Think about that.
China bans a lot of things.
You're like the one kid in fucking class where it's just like, like raises his hand and says the dumbest shit where you're like, would you shut the fuck up? Shut the fuck up. China bans a lot of stuff. It's like, okay, fuck.
I've done that one time in 5th grade.
I don't care. We're moving on. This is probably because vertical dramas are very easy to create since the acting, sets, and camera quality don't have to be top notch. You can gotta get by with a little lower quality. As long as the scripts are insane, then people will return. This has led to many actors and directors to speak out about the dangerous conditions on the sets of these multiple shows. Of a vertical what? What are you talking about? One actor who has starred in multiple shows shared that despite the many great experiences working in that industry, there are serious downsides. During their first show, they said it paid well, but all the actors had to work for 18 hours a day and stand in freezing weather while being soaking wet, which is insane. Even like we have done some shoots, whatever, a 12-hour day is. 18 hours and then also being in rain, fuck that. Wet clothes all day? Nah. They also said that during the same shoot, the lead actress collapsed from exhaustion and had to be carried back to her hotel room.
China, baby.
China, baby. All for a guy to also just be like, I'm cheating on you. Like 800 different ways. Because also these days, they have to be making like, I mean, how many episodes could you make in an 18-hour day? Even just a camera setup, because it would take a long time to like set up new lights and all that stuff. But still, I mean,
I bet they could. I mean, it's probably a simple shoot of just like boop, boop, you know, A-B
I'm saying
camera.
that they're setting up a shot and they're probably doing like X amount of episodes worth of that same shot in different scenarios, right? In their third show, the director was very secretive about their part and sent them a character sheet which only showed their lines and what their character's personality was like. When they agreed to the part, they drove to the airport, flew to the shoot, and when they arrived, the director sent the full script and they immediately regretted taking the part. What the director left out was that their character would be part of an action scene involving them being thrown to the ground, curb stomped, and waterboarded while being thrashed around. Which I will say, if I saw that script, I would be like, I probably didn't get it because it's a stuntman's thing. The actor told the director they didn't want to be a part of the show anymore and drove home.
That's how you get kicked out of the industry, sweetheart.
Yeah, sweetheart. So I guess have fun never working in Hong Kong again. While many view it as sloppy content, a positive outcome of vertical dramas is that they have allowed many beginner or mid-level actors and directors to achieve stardom through an alternative route. So while they might not have been able to get the big leagues, you'll be able to at least find your audience through these like online interactions, which is kind of cool. But at the same time, while vertical dramas have a show for nearly everyone, not everyone is interested in the crazy storylines they offer, which is why vertical drama fans are a unique and devoted group. Like most of us, vertical drama fans are addicted to their phones and have a hard time putting down their favorite shows. Both young and old love them, with some older viewers saying they enjoy watching because they finally see their age represented in love stories. See, that's what I'm saying, dude. That's how you gotta they cater to that older audience. Finally, this is like Chinese me. They say that you can never just watch one, and once you start, it leads down a long rabbit hole filled with endless content. And if you ever feel guilty for watching an entire show in one sitting, a fan of vertical dramas admitted to watching 50 to 70 dramas over a few weeks and would just hop from title to title, not caring whether they were actually interested in the topic. Does that not just sound like anime fans? Yeah. I'm thinking of my brother's Plex account, and I'm like, how do you even sift through the amount of stuff that's there? Some fans have even reported, quote, feeling like they've lost a part of their brain after binging this content.
No shit.
Well, yeah, no shit. That's weird. My mind feels fuzzy. It doesn't even matter if it's Western or Eastern productions. Some people watch the same story in both Chinese and English just because it's that addictive. You already seen it. Is that another thing? Is that a thing that people do for dubs?
No.
Well, people are you're either this way or you're that way.
You're either like a diehard, like I watched the pure like subtitle,
the original way it was broadcast,
or you're like a fucking casual pleb and you watch dubs because you don't want to listen to fucking Japanese. Like my brother. He don't speak English.
Usually, almost always, the dub, I agree, the voice acting isn't as good. I agree. But I will say, sometimes those Japanese takes, I'm like, what are we doing here? Many fans claim they love vertical dramas for their efficiency in telling a story quickly. Because they already have a short attention span, they love the fast-paced romance and action that fuel their dopamine cravings. I already have a short attention span. I don't want to get better. I'm just glad this keeps me at bay, and it makes me worse. Which, just want to say, this is not meant to be rude or mean. It is a near direct quote from a fan of vertical dramas, all right? So that's from the horse's mouth. Put up the source. There it is. They also claim that vertical dramas provide a great escape from the harsh reality of the real world. It's every fucking medium, you fucking idiot. I mean, am I wrong? Like, why the fuck do people play video games? Probably because my life sucks and I want to escape for a bit, you fucking dope. I only watch Chinese dramas because the world is just so cruel. Hey, really? Also, too, pick a better fucking thing. If you're going to talk about how bad the world is, pick a better thing than Chinese vertical shorts, dude. Multiple studies have shown that vertical dramas are highly addictive and dangerous for teens, as they can hinder the brain development. All the cliffhangers and high-stakes anticipation create regular dopamine hits that make it hard to put down your phone and make it difficult for your brain to regulate your emotions. Happiness and anger feel like one now. I'm a little boy, and I think I'm going crazy. The world is such a cruel place.
Is this Chinese Joker?
Chinese Joker. You wanna know how I got these scars? Scientists also argue that the insane plots can skew young viewers' perceptions of reality, as many dramas only show rapid success to move the plot along. This can make failure feel twice as difficult for people to handle. God, these people sound so pathetic, don't they? Jesus Christ. What do you mean my life can't exist in 1 minute, 7 minutes of me being awesome? God, get a fucking grip. This can't be everybody, though. This is a very select few.
I think it might be a majority.
It's everybody. Okay. Oh, Chinese Joker back. Life cool. It might sound scary, but none of this has ever stopped anyone from using TikTok or Instagram Reels. Because as long as the content is there, people will watch. The companies that produce vertical dramas are aware of this and have found ways to monetize this addiction. On certain apps, there are now VIP subscriptions that get you early access to new releases. No ads, ID badges, and 1080p quality. That's right, baby. HD. What about 4K? The price of subscription ranges from dirt cheap at about 50 cents a week as much as $80 a month. Jesus, can you imagine $80 a month for vertical Chinese dramas? Justifying that? Well, I mean, come on. Those are my stories. Most apps in the industry seem to be moving towards this method, and fans are starting to hate it, with many saying the content simply isn't worth the price, and they could watch it elsewhere for free. Fans are also starting to get burnt out by the repetitive stories and topics found with vertical dramas. Oh god, dude. They love you till they hate you, don't they? Oh god, oh poor me. Billions of hours of content. Oh, but it's all the same. Like everything, dude. It sounds impossible, but it sounds like some have simply consumed nearly all there is to offer. Some people have consumed every drop of vertical Chinese dramas. If you have any great story ideas that you want to turn into a movie but don't have the budget or the marketing to produce them, the people on vertical dramas will eat it up. Some vertical drama actors are on par with Hollywood celebrities and have extremely devoted fan bases. In fact, a study called the, quote, Vertical Drama Loves Fan Survey found that 88% of fans choose what to watch based on how attractive the lead actors or actresses are. Yeah.
Shit.
Exactly. I don't want a bunch of fucking uggos running around on my screen, dude. Give me the sex. That's just, I'm telling you though, this is also why I think people are confusing it with like Korea. It's like K-pop shit. You know, they're like, oh, they're just as sexy. This has already led to actors having weird interactions with super fans, as one actor from a show called How to Tame a Silver Fox claimed a fan handed him a wooden doll of himself. If someone came and gave me a wood carving of myself, I'd be like, that's sick.
What if it was covered in sticky white substance?
Okay, well, if it's covered in... Then
and it had a pentagram carved into it with a blood ritual.
If a kid came up to me and he gave me a woodcut version of myself, was covered in his own blood, and I saw that he had like a giant gash in his arm, I probably wouldn't take it. But at the same time, I would be slightly...
I wouldn't be impressed.
I would too. I would be kind of, I mean, I would be titillated, I guess. I'd be like, well, thank you. That's very nice. Thank you. What would the wooden effigy look like?
It would have his pubic hairs on it as your beard.
Yeah, my beard, my hair. It's just all the kids. It's all the guy's fucking pubes and his taint hair and everything, his chest and back of his arm hair and stuff. He, like, talks to me. I'm like, it's hard to fully grasp how much vertical drama content is actually out there. And I promise you, you are not prepared for all of the weird and strange shows that exist. If you download one of the popular apps, you'll be bombarded with shows that have plots you could never have conceived on your own. While to some, it might be a blessing to have a rush roulette of content to enjoy. Others are upset that the shows don't have content warnings because they might tune into something they didn't want to see. One of the most common genre focuses on pregnancy and abortions. Common. It's actually impressive how many different ways they can spin one topic. In China, a fan favorite goes by 99 children, 1 pregnancy, which goes as follows. A young woman living in Imperial China accidentally becomes pregnant with the Emperor's dragon seed. After it was confirmed she was pregnant, the Chinese mythological hooved dragon Qi Lin appears and blesses the woman so she will have extraordinary children that will continue the empire. However, when it came time to give birth, the woman wouldn't stop having babies, and the palace staff had to start stacking babies off to the side. In total, she had 99 children, and the emperor was overjoyed, but one of his court officials says it's a bad omen and tries to get her removed from the palace. That ball and chain was definitely, he was like, oh shit.
Yeah, 99.
99? Fuck. Not long after its release, the show went viral and was removed from all platforms by Chinese government for being too absurd. I didn't think that sounded that bad.
I thought it was Chinese propaganda, like, have more kids.
Oh yeah. No. When interviewed about the show, the director said he didn't have anything to do with the script and that he went insane while filming. He also stated that he is happy it's gone so he can distance himself from it. The government 1,000,000% told him to say that. The lead actor claimed that he accepted the role without reading the script and admitted that it was an insane premise, but said that if people turn off their brains while watching it, it would be pretty enjoyable. Yeah, if you just don't think, it's actually pretty sick. Americans also love pregnancy plots with such dramas as Pregnant by My Ex-Professor's Dad, which features a college girl named Emily finding out her boyfriend is cheating on her. So she hooks up with an older man. The next day in class, she discovers that the man she hooked up with is her professor. And even more shocking, he is her ex's father. Emily soon finds out that she's pregnant, and her professor tells her to keep it. However, her ex soon finds out that and hires her friend to help him get rid of it because he is worried he will lose his inheritance to Emily and the baby if his dad marries her. That's awesome. Kill the baby. Yeah, my college professor dad's gonna have a huge inheritance for me. Yeah, right. My dad makes $35,000 a year, Daniel. We've got to kill that baby. Time travel and rebirth are another popular genre of vertical dramas that fans cannot get enough of. The genre is commonly used for propaganda pieces, especially in China. These dramas usually portray the main protagonist as a godlike hero saving China from a formidable foe. The film, back to 1944, was also removed from apps for being an anti-Japanese hero story that follows a modern-day soldier who is teleported back to 1944 and tasked with defeating the Japanese with modern equipment. He has like an iPhone. Throughout the story, he retraces the Japanese warpath through China and uses drones to spy on Japanese camps and gain intel on their campaign. To cover up the sound of the drone, he used speakers that played loud crying sounds to simulate atrocities of war. And as he continues to fight back the Japanese, he meets a woman who decides to help him. She is shocked by his equipment and proves to her that he is from the future by showing her his smartphone, which has full 4G data bars. You know, come on. The towers, that's how good the towers are. Do they reach through space and time? While on his phone, he also streams drone footage of the Japanese losing and shows it to the woman. Viewers of the drama thought it was dumb and not very well thought out, considering that a phone would never have any connection, let alone 4G, because there are no towers or satellites. Come on, we split hairs all day.
I was gonna say they're getting upset about the time. Like it's a time.
The towers don't even work. Yeah, the Chinese people are just like, well, I don't give a shit about that. Kill the Japanese. Who gives a shit? But really, 4G? Come on. Plus, the sets and props were poorly made, and people pointed out that the war-torn villagers' clothes were not torn or soiled, which made the drama feel more like a war role play than a realistic drama. Others thought that the concept was heartless and undermined the actual struggle and violence the Chinese suffered under the Japanese, which is also a fair point. Rebirth dramas are less serious, but still insane. Meet Your 18-year-old young great-grandmother was about a math professor who suddenly died in 1955 and mysteriously wakes up in 2025, but in the body of an 18-year-old schoolgirl with the same name.
What?
She then learns of her family and realizes that all of her descendants are reckless and tarnishing their name. So she sets out to straighten things out. This story originated in China, but was so popular that it got an American remake under the same name. Hell yeah. Meet Your 18-year-old great-grandmother. You guys suck! Many vertical dramas also feature a domineering figure, which is why there are so many CEO/billionaire and alpha wolf dramas. Shows like To Love or to Die, Mr. Alpha, or Fated to My Forbidden Alpha play off other famous franchises by pitting a woman between two werewolf love interests. Billionaire dramas follow similar premises, except it's usually an older woman falling in love with a younger man. Bossy CEO loves a menopausal me, or as it's known amongst some fans, the domineering CEO falls in love with me during menopause. It's a simple story about a CEO falling in love with an older woman. You know, that's just like those older girls like, oh my God. While some people enjoyed the movie, others viewed the story as vulgar because the majority of the drama involves the CEO throwing money at a middle-aged woman without any real reason behind it. Also, this is 100% it's just 50 Shades of Grey, but for older women. What if the girl was older? What if it was an older secretary? Then yeah, girls are all like, splish splash, I was taking a bath. The films play on taboo views in China, like age gap relationships, and rely more on the insane title than the content of the show to draw people in. Seeing the success of the menopausal drama, others started circulating AI-generated images and insane titles to drive clicks to their own dramas. A poster for a show titled My Tycoon Lover and My Cerebral Atrophy featured a young man standing beside a scarred-looking old woman. People could not believe that this was a real drama and were outraged that someone would be making profit off from a horrible degenerative disease. After some digging, journalists discovered that the poster was heavily edited to sensationalize the story and create drama in the community. The original poster was for a movie called My Tycoon Lover and My Cerebral Atrophy, featuring a much younger looking woman. Oh, well, that makes it better. Yeah, okay, well, there you go. Other copycats tried similar stunts with titles like The Domineering CEO Falls in Love with Me Who Poops in the Wild, but they quickly died off because everyone knew it was fake. The love and obsession for vertical dramas is not going anywhere anytime soon, and as more people tune in, the stories will only get more ridiculous. The term brainrot is usually associated with children's entertainment, but if we've learned anything, it can apply to adult content as well. I mean, hey, you're watching it right now. If you ever find yourself doom-scrolling vertical dramas, put the phone down and do whatever you can to avoid slipping down into the dark rabbit hole no one can escape. Thank you so much. Ni hao? Is that Chinese?
I think that's high.
What's goodbye? Bye! That's it.